wish we'd never met. I don't remember what song that is, but that's the part that goes. That's the part that's on TikTok, and that's how I feel about this couple. I wish we'd never met.
Hi, says the girl with the right eyes that pairs pretty well when she hits you with the soft smile.
Hi friends! I have a few videos where I talk about some of my favorite ships. One where I talked about my favorite book ships, and then one is where I talked about my favorite just ships in general. I am genuinely someone who loves romance. Like, I adore talking about romance. That being said, sometimes there are, how do we say, moments where there's a ship and I just don't like them. That's what this video is about. We're gonna get a little bit shady. Let's go. So let's go ahead and get started. Some of these, like I said, are just, I dislike them greatly, but I don't really like hate them. But then some of them, you'll be able to see the difference. So the first ship that we're going to talk about is Piper and Jason from the Heroes of Olympus series. Here's the thing. I like both of these characters. I do. I genuinely like Jason. I know a bunch of people think that he's boring, but I really like Jason. I think he's great. And I really, really like Piper too. Like, there's not really any... Out of the 7, I would say that Piper is my least favorite, but that's just because I like the others more. It's nothing to do with her. I genuinely like both of these characters. What I don't like is when they're together, and here's the reason why. I think that they are only together because they think that they should be. They woke up from having their memory wipey situation that Hera did, and they thought that they had been dating for a while. And when they found out that that wasn't true, they just kept dating. Like, but they don't really know each other, and it's kind of weird. And I don't like that they're together, which is why, and spoilers for Trials of Apollo, I think that when they break up in Trials of Apollo, it's much better, because even Piper says that they broke up because she wasn't sure that they were even supposed to be together, that they needed to try to be friends before they could be together. So mature. I love it. I love it so much. And of course I got really, really upset with what happened to Jason, but I never vibed with them together. Like, I don't know. I just love them, just not together. Up next, we're gonna do one that I do genuinely hate. Because I hate one half of the characters. The Host by Stephanie Meyer, by the way, don't support Stephanie Meyer, is a book that I get a lot of comfort from. And when I say it's like my comfort read, I mean that, like, reading slump or I'm feeling very, very stressed out, sometimes I will just put the audiobook on and just listen to it and allow myself to go through it. And it's fine. I enjoy it. And I really do like most of the characters. There are a couple of side characters that I'm like, okay, whatever. But like all of the main characters, I genuinely love. They're my babies. Except for Jared.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Not you. You can choke.
That's how I feel about Jared. Jared can choke. And so I love Melanie. And I do not see what she sees in Jared. I hate Jared and Mel. I hate him. And I love Mel, and I want Mel to have someone that's better for her, and that's why I don't like them. Also, Jared is just fucking awful. And everyone like falls at his feet, and Mel is just, everyone is like, oh, Jared has changed our lives since he came to the caves. And Mel's like, yes, of course, Jared, he's the best. He's the best at everything, hallelujah. And then I'm just sitting here like, Jared sucks. Jared sucks. Hey, have you heard that Jared fucking sucks? Anyways, I don't like him. This one's different because the other two, I genuinely like the book. I just didn't like the couples. I do not like this book, and I do not like this couple. And this couple is one of the reasons why I don't like the book. So in School for Good and Evil, Agatha and Tedros. Agatha is the only character that I kind of sort of like. Just a little, just a bit. I kind of a little bit like her. Until the very end, because the beginning, Agatha was fantastic because she was just like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, not listen to what everyone says. Just because I'm in a school for good doesn't mean that I have to look pretty and I have to do what all these other people are doing. And then she ended up doing it. I dislike this book so much. But the issue that I have when it comes to Agatha and Tedros is that it came so fast. Like, he hated her for a large majority of the book, like hated her, like ugh. And they were drawn together, and I guess that's supposed to be like, oh, they're destined to be together, but I don't like it. And I thought I was gonna like them, which is so sad because in the beginning it was one of those situations that kind of leads to an enemies to lovers situation, if you know what I'm saying, where he was tired of all these girls throwing themselves at him and he was just like, ugh, I just want someone who challenges me. And she instantly was like, fuck off, brother, like, get out of my face, I hate you. But then when she got pretty, suddenly they were in love, and it was like, you hated her 2 chapters ago. What the fuck? Do you only like her because she's pretty now? Motherfucker, I hate this book. But yeah, they suck. I dislike the book. And if it wasn't for Agatha that really is making me want to read the next one, I probably would not even have a single thought about reading the next one. But I like Agatha, and that feeling when you like a character and it makes you want to read the next book, how dare you? Maybe it's my heterophobia coming out, I don't know. Oh, well, let's talk about a ship that I absolutely despise. I did a rant review on We Contain Multitudes. It's my least favorite book that I've ever read. The ship is between 2 boys. One is named Jonathan and one is named Curlos. Or not Curlos, that's the character from Animal Crossing. Curl. So Jonathan and Curl. I hate them so much. First of all, I never understood why they were going together. That book, you know what? This is gonna be me being a little bit shady. That book feels like a straight person writing queer relationships for queer people and then fucking it up. I really don't like them. Their relationship, it felt like it came out of nowhere. I know with young adults that relationships are gonna go a lot faster with young adult books. That's just something that you have to understand. When it comes to like a standalone romance book, I know that the romance is gonna be a little bit faster than what I'd want it to be. That's just something that you have to understand, and I've accepted it. But this one, it was like they were friends, and then because the book is written as letters between the 2 of them, in one letter, Curl or Jonathan was like, but then we fell in love. And I'm like, bitch, where? I didn't see no love. I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to be a bit more descriptive. And they should not have ended up together. I'm sorry if you like this book, but I hate them, and they can go away. I love this series, and I tolerate this couple, but I don't really like Stevie and David from the Truly Devious series. Really, I don't know why Stevie's in a relationship. So much of that series is more important than her relationship with David. Really, her relationship with David is only a big factor in the second book. It could stem from the fact that I don't really like David. Like, I don't hate him, but I don't really like him. I don't really see his point much besides how he relates to Senator King. I just don't care about him, and as a result, it makes me not care about his relationship with Stevie, which sucks because I genuinely love Stevie. I love her so much, and I wish that they weren't the main romance. Whatever, God, I guess, okay. I just don't like them. Sorry. I was actually having a conversation about this couple with my roommate because she feels the exact same way. In Lunar Chronicles, I don't really like Thorn and Cress together. Admittedly, I like Cress, but not really. Tolerate's a strong word, because if someone was like, hey, do you like Cress? I would answer yes. Yes, I like Cress, but I don't really like Cress. if you feel me. And I feel like her relationship with Thorn is just kind of like weird in general, because like she had an obsession with him and then they ended up getting together, and it just kind of felt like he was her consolation prize. Like they didn't really fit together. I don't know. It's been a while since I've read the Lunar Chronicles. My roommate is reading them right now. And she feels the same way. She doesn't really like Thorn and Cress. But there's something about them that just doesn't fit right to me. Obviously, everyone knows that Cinder and Kai is one of my favorite ships of all time. They fit together. They're like fantastic together. Scarlet and Wolf, fantastic together. Winter and Jason kind of have some issues, but I think that they work really, really well together. And then there's Thorn and Cress. I feel really bad for this next one because it's sapphic, and I just want all of my sapphics to be happy together. But I have to say what needs to be said, and that is that Abby and Leah, I kind of don't ship them. I ship them, but I don't at the same time. Abby and Leah being presented as a couple, sure, cool. Especially the movie Abby and Leah, like that part when Leah's like, I was in love with you, Simon. I was like, okay, sounds fake, but okay, because she had such chemistry with Abby in the movie. I didn't see any chemistry with her in the first book. And there are moments in the second book where I'm like, yeah, okay, but because I didn't feel that chemistry in the first one, I went into the second one and I was like, And for a while I thought it was going to be her and Garrett, is that his name? Bram's friend. But then Garrett didn't tip a waitress, and I hated him since that moment. And I didn't think it was going to be Abby, because Abby was with Nick, and so I was like, okay. But then they got together, and it could be that I have a slight issue with Leah, because for someone who's bisexual, she is extremely biphobic. Yeah, but also no. Here's how I feel about Leah and Abby. They feel like the people who get together that you know are going to break up. Like something about Simon and Bram, even though it makes no sense, they feel like Endgame. Leah and Abby feel like they're going to break up in college. And so I don't really like them. I don't know. There's something about their chemistry that feels off to me. And like there are moments when I'm like, yeah, they're cute. Okay, yeah, okay. But if someone was to be like, hey, do you ship Abby and Leah? I would probably say in the movie, yes, but in the books, not really. We're going to end on my least favorite ship. I fucking hate Clary and Jace from Shadowhunters. So here's the thing. Clary and Jace thought they were brother and sister. Were perfectly okay with being in a relationship while they thought they were brother and sister, and even slept together while they thought they were brother and sister. Disgusting! And then you find out that they're not brother and sister, and everything is just supposed to be all okay. It's not, Cassandra Clare. It's not okay, because they still thought that they were brother and sister. And so it's gross. I'm sorry, if you ship Clary and Jace, why? It also comes into the fact that I absolutely fucking hate both Clary and Jace. I think they're the stupidest people that have ever existed. I think that like neither of them is very good. I don't really like the Mortal Instruments series, but that's no surprise. When it comes down to it, they thought they were brother and sister, and they decided to have sex anyways. And they turned out not to be brother and sister, but the point still stands. And I fucking hate them. And whenever they show up, I'm like, ugh. That's all there is to say. I hate Clary and Jace, and I hate them together. The stupid, the incest. Ugh. I hate that I have to be like, I'm tired of incest. So this has been this video. I wanted to do something like this just so I could complain about couples, because it's fun. That's like one of my favorite things about reading is the ships and being able to complain about them or being able to fall in love with them. And so, but sometimes you just need to complain. And I felt like complaining today. Do you ever feel that? Like you feel like you need to complain? Anyways, I digress. I hope that you guys had a great day with me today. As always, there's a link down below to where you can find resources for the different movements that are going on. You can also find a link to where you can register to vote. Voting registration is coming up, or like voting registration deadlines is coming up. So please, please, please double check, make sure that you are registered to vote. This election is very important. If you want to have a mail-in ballot, register for it, get it coming, get it sent to you, and send it out early because it's going to take time to get there. If it doesn't get there in time, your vote won't count. Make sure your vote is counted. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.
They don't wanna talk, they don't wanna feel the voice in my head saying I don't think I'm. They don't wanna talk, they don't wanna feel the voice in my head saying I don't think I'm real, 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 I don't think I'm. I don't know.